What up, what up? Today's topic, life. What is life? I think in one of my other videos I kind of broke that down a little bit. But to kind of summarize it all up, I feel like life in a scientific description, not to add too much jargon to it, but it would probably just be animation. To be able to, animate, affect your eternal world and the world around you. To me, that's like life in its most simplest of terms. Now, if we want to add meaning to it, you know, that's where I feel like things start to get, that's where I feel like it becomes more individual, like it becomes a more individual meaning. So like to me, the first breakdown of life, how in the dictionary they got like three different types of breakdowns in a word. So yeah, the first one would be just to like you are now animated, you can affect your external internal reality. Boom. But then to me, if you're actually like to actually live life and to have meaning in life, not to just live, because I feel like this first description that I said was more on some like survival, like plant life, animal, bug life type thing. Like I'm alive. And not to say like, animals might not have their own thoughts and feelings and plants and all that other stuff. I'm pretty sure they do. But I feel like everything in nature is moving in a certain like cadence. Like it's moving in harmony. It's moving in a certain like rhythm. I feel like humans, we're kind of the only ones that can like get out of our rhythm. Like we're the only ones that can choose to like either go with the natural cadence our of the planet that we're on. Like we can do that, or we could be like, fuck that shit. We're gonna go like do our own thing and deal with whatever comes with that. So that's where I feel like the breakdown of meaning comes from. Because okay, once we get like I'm fed and I'm sheltered out the way, now it's like, okay, that's where I feel like that's when it starts to become like, okay, what are my own interpersonal desires? Like what are my own things that I want to see in this world? And I feel like that starts internally, like that starts in here. That's something to me that was just already in you before you even touched down, or before you even came into this world. You already had a system of like things you want to set out and do when you got here, or just like things you would like to experience. And I feel like that's where the meaning comes in. That's where like, everything that just comes with being a human, the mental illness, the trauma, the love, the beauty, like that's like once you get the survival out the way, that's when it's like, okay, what are we actually really doing here? And I feel like that's where I wish we focused more on this society. We got out more of the like survival and got more into the rhythm. But I understand everybody in different situations, everybody's in different, different different points in their journey. But it's interesting because a lot of times the way I look at this world is very, it's like a collective. Sometimes I feel like I do myself a disservice, because like the way I might encounter individuals, it kind of fucks up like okay, I'll have a collective mindset on just and as like if you've been looking at the videos, you can for sure see that I do this. But it's like I guess you could call it judge, but like I'll kind of like observe, criticize, and just focus on certain human aspects that we deal in this life that we live. And I feel like a lot of times I focus more on the negative aspects. I do see the beauty in life and all that good stuff, but if I see something wrong, if anybody sees something wrong, we should try to fix it so that way we can have even a better society. So like, not to say that I'm not appreciative of the life I'm living right now and just happy, just grateful. No, I am. But like, you could have a perfect nice car, but like if it's dirty, you're gonna wash it. Like if the tire's flat, you're gonna fix it. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna keep being like, I'm just grateful to have a car. I'm also gonna be like, okay, I'm grateful to have a car, but I'm also going to get that fixed too. So like a lot of my rants are just me making these videos or communicating in these videos is really just me like, hey, we got some good things, but we could fix that so things can be better, so we can have a better experience. Personally to me. So going back to what I was saying earlier, I feel like a lot of times when I look at the negativity of this world, I look at it in a very collective way. I look at it like an alien or a god kind of looking at a planet and being like, what the fuck is motherfuckers doing down here? But then it's like, I've got to bounce right back and be like, wait, like, yes, there seems to be like a collective things that are going on collectively as a whole, as being all of us being humans on this earth, that I feel like, yes, we all could work on. But then I also have to honor the fact that like I do come across individuals that are in the same cadence or have the same type of mindset as me. And it's interesting, even as I'm breaking this down now, it's like, what is a collective though? It's a collection of individuals. But I feel like now what we're seeing now go on in society is the breakaway kind of like, yeah, we're all collective. Yeah, we're all, humans. But man, our thoughts and our mindsets really, like, it's interesting because I always thought about this. I've always been into Star Wars. Always been into Star Wars. Always been into, not too much Star Trek, but Star Wars. Been to like, which is probably, but anyways, I'm not even gonna get to that. But been just all types of fantasy, space, sci-fi shit, right? And I've learned that Hollywood blows things up. Not to say those things aren't true, but they blow it up. But you really should kind of like compare a lot of things. To me, I compare a lot of things in movies to myself. Like when I watch a movie, I kind of like see how the movie is communicating to me personally. Okay, so for example, right, when I was a kid and I watched the Incredible Hulk movie, when I was first watching the movie, it was just like, this the Hulk, he blowing shit up, he lit, blowing shit up, boom. But then as I got older, I was watching the Hulk, and I had to turn this shit the fuck off. I'm gonna tell y'all why I had to turn this shit the fuck off, no cap. Because I started to get triggered. Because I realized that the Hulk movie, the first one that they came out with in the 2000s, I realized that, this movie is about trauma. Like, this movie is about his dad beating him. Like, some shit I kind of actually went through. Like, and I started to see so many similarities between the first Incredible Hulk movie and just my life. And I was just like, holy shit, this shit is getting like a lot. Like, this is a little bit too much for me. I just wanted to chill out and distract myself for a minute. So like, that's what I mean by like movies communicate, with you, things like that. So going back to the sci-fi and fantasy, when you think about an alien, when you're thinking about alien, you're thinking about this foreign creature from a whole nother world, from a whole nother place, and they're coming to your earth and it looks so different. But if you think about, okay, let's get out of the sci-fi fantasy realm. Let's go more into like, could we compare that to our own human experience? And to me, I can, because it's like, think about it. If like, for example, I remember like this when I wasn't too like, I wasn't like, oh, I need a gun, like guns, guns, guns. But I remember when a lot of my partners was like, a lot of my niggas around me was going through that phase of just like, you know, looking at guns and buying guns and all this stuff. And I remember I went to a gun show with them, and like, I was just like, oh, this shit, like I think it's dope. Like, it was a cool experience, like, you know, but like, I would have rather stayed in the car and smoked and been in my own zone. So it's like, in that place, I kind of was foreign, because while they're participating in these acts and in these, you know, enjoying the experience, I'm actually taking like an outsider view, which would be an alien. I'm kind of like foreign to the culture of what's going on right now. It's no different than like, you know, if a gothic person, a very gothic emo dressed person walked into like a store where it's a bunch of like, you know, country dudes, where like everybody wearing Wranglers and stuff, like, you're going to now be the foreigner, you're going to now be the alien. So I feel like right now humanity is going through a time where like they're realizing how much is actually foreign to them, like how much is actually like alien to them, like the people they might be around, the friends or just whatever, they're kind of seeing like, okay, you're very, very different to me. And to me, the closest thing you're going to get to a utopia, or just a very comfortable environment where you feel like I can express myself and not have to look over here and be like, okay, hold on, how's this person viewing me? Or you know what I'm saying, like, it comes from having the people who are like-minded like you know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're just going through that process right now of like, yes, we are a collective. Yes, we are living this life. Yes, we're all animated. But now we're really going through a process of like, okay, we're meaning to what that really, like, what life really means to us, though. Like, how am I really going to express myself fully? I feel like back then it was a lot of like hesitance. It was a lot of like, I'm going to live my life through these celebrities and let these people, you know, express themselves, and I express myself through them. Now it's like, nah, individuals, everyday people are starting to now like wake up to just how I want to be expressed, how I want to be, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this life we live is well, that's it, y'all. That's it. I said I was gonna come on here every day and do a video. I might drop another one, but I wanted to keep that consistency. So it's the video for the day, man. Life, it's ebbs and flows. Yeah, y'all be easy. Peace.